Yo, boys, back with another video. We're back with Sub Rogue gameplay, and pretty much, just before I get this video started, if you're wondering where you can buy, carries, coaching, VOD reviews, all that good stuff, make sure you just join my Discord. Either you can honestly just put your Discord in the comments, I can read it there too. It's whatever. But, you know, that's pretty much all there is to it. So that's it's pretty simple, not a hard thing to do, and that's all you gotta do. And then I'll get to you. We'll see what's goody, and that's all there is to it. But here in the opener, we end up actually only getting disperse. I didn't even notice that she feared, so the DR doesn't count in Shadowy Duel. I don't know why it didn't. Usually it does, but maybe she feared right on my Shadowy Duel, so it bugged it out. So there I DR blind, so that's great. Um, Honestly, these guys were very close to winning. Had they just played a little bit differently, they honestly probably would have won. But, you know, we playing the good old fast Subarino. We sap off the sleep. Even though it's a DR sap, it's still whatever. You're just trying to keep pressure up. DR gouge just to keep more pressure up. And at this point, we have no more damage. And they can no longer die in this situation. However, there's only one situation where he can die, is if the priest doesn't, if he trinket dispels mind games, he's perfectly fine. But if he doesn't, he's gonna die. And I have blades up. I'm running Thieves Bargain. Or actually, no, I'm not running Thieves Bargain. I'm running Disarms. I should be running Thieves Bargain. So I'm cheap shotting his stuff off here. I kidney here, or I cheap shot him. Uh, he almost actually look at this huge mind games for my priest here. I don't know where the damage came from, but all of a sudden, look at the dam. So mind games, and then somehow he just dies. So get my blades right back up at the perfect time, and we end up taking him out right before he can dispel. He had wall and stuff, but I guess they just thought they didn't need it. But this is more of a longer game. Pretty much, I have some priest rogue in here, and then I have some ret rogue. Obviously, double DPS is a lot worse than you know healer DPS, but here this guy actually holds every CD in the opener. He PSs at 20%. He swaps. We're gonna bind. He trinkets. We're gonna bomb. We get wall from him, so pretty decent opener. As you can see, my priest is CCing the priest a little bit more, so it ended up working out. And at this point, we basically got Dark Pack Dome PS. He's just now PIs. This is honestly a really hard comp to beat, mainly because they don't really have to do anything to win. Like if we don't set up properly, you're gonna have a hard time beating a Warlock in general, or any healer DPS comp really. Like that you can't just like warrior druid stuff that just is hard to double CC at a time because you really do need a double. So here I cheap shot. She's gonna fear, and as you can see, we start pumping him. He does PS again, which honestly he probably should have because the guy for some reason is not kicking her mind games. That's the only thing that he has to kick. You literally save kick for mind games. He ends up fake casting me. I think this guy's running everyone's starting to run this penance fake cast macro to where it cancels your cast, and I'm just too lazy. She ends up almost dying right here, and then I end up almost dying. I don't know what we're dying to, but very nice. I have blades up at this point. This is where I'm running Thieves Bargain, so I'm getting fast, blades up, which is nice. And we end up, honestly, I'm surprised we didn't kill him here, to be honest. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't die. That's where my blades go, so we kind of need a win here. Uh, for some reason though, this lock just has a bad habit with not pushing in. Like he's trying to sit far away. I blind him. Cat or no, so I blind him. He trinkets. The reason I blind there is what I was gonna do is I could have, um, I would have gouged off the blind, and I'm basically stopping his healing until the DR's off. But he ends up trinketing, which is actually really good because the only time we're gonna be able to kill him is on blades. So the only way you're gonna kill anybody is on blades. Literally, your only win condition is on blades, pretty much. Unless you're playing with like a mage, obviously, but pretty much, yeah, that is your win condition. Because without blades, you're gonna have a hard time. Like as you can see here, we barely get him to, right here with the priest helping me, we get him to 50%. So, we give him good old fashioned precog. I don't know why I'm so lazy to not just kick properly, but I just don't think I care enough to. I feel like these are really low CR games. These are like 17, 1800. Like these are games that are literally mean nothing. I would preferably play at lower rating because it's like what Peekaboo does, but it's like it's worse for content because it's like oh wow, I just killed somebody 100-0 in a shadowy duel because they don't know how to, play versus the rogue. It's like I don't really enjoy doing that unless I'm helping somebody else. Like if I'm helping somebody achieve, their first 1600 that season or whatever. So here I reblades. You're pretty much trying to kidney the healer every single go because you're just not going to be able to get enough damage with a cheap shot. Sometimes it can work out, like on a Wrestler Druid and stuff. My healer ends up almost dying here. She is playing Holy Priest because she's just better at it, I guess. So instead of playing Disc, which honestly you would have Dark Arc if she was playing Disc, or end up just dying to air here. Very nice. This is where we probably should have lost. I don't know how my cheat that just carried hard, and then she actually had some big healing here. So I do have this. Actually, that was my Blades go. At this point, we kind of just have to run. We have to wait. We have to wait the timeout. We're full HP, and at this point, he's gonna fear my priest. Just kidding. I line it. So Trinket Fear, perfect. So I don't know why he trinketed there, which was probably a huge mistake. It's probably why he ended up losing this game because mainly any dome. So it wasn't a decent, or it was a decent dome. I ended up using my Night Fae. Using your Night Fae on a non-stun is pretty bad, but honestly, it's not crazy bad because it doesn't do any damage, but it does benefit you a little bit. So here I sap him off the drink. So I can pre-sap. Now my healer can run in for the fear on the lock, and then we get set up with the full kidney on the healer with blades, and we win the game. So here I'm waiting for the fear. Boom, kidney. This is where we need a kill here. So secret tech. Boom. I'm gonna cheap shot. I'm gonna eviscerate, cheap shot, and then eviscerate, and then we end up winning the game here. So that's a perfect double CC, and he ended up messing up because he gave us the free setup. Now, had they played, good and he didn't trinket just the fear, they probably would have won this game. I mean, the dampening's really high. My priest is and I'm at a CD. So that's just a prime example of getting too cocky, getting too comfortable, and you end up getting absolutely flamed. But it do be like that. hmm So for the next game here, we go with good old Fash. Let's see what the comp is here. We will see. So this was one of our first games. So I ended up putting it in an order that's different. Instead of going from like the bottom to the top, I just went through it and whatever the clips I liked better, I put them in. She linked the good old-fashioned buttercup, like you. So I end up honestly, I try to sit their full burst rotation, and it's a big mistake to do it. But sometimes, you know, what a sub rogue's damage really is their eviscerate damage. Like you won't notice a rogue doing any damage to you till like 3 seconds or 4 seconds in the kidney. Like as you can see when I do my go here, I don't do damage until 3 or 4 seconds into my kidney or my cheap shot. That's mainly because eviscerate is your main ability. This is how it should be. Secret tech should not be your main damage ability. Eviscerate is. So that's all it is. It's your literally. So here we cheap shot. We get a good opener. He PSs on top of trinket. This I try to hold this, but as you can see, 3 seconds in, I almost get one shotted, and he ends up he almost kills me. I'm not gonna lie. It was very close. So as you can see, it's just that random, and it's obviously a rogue v rogue. So we're very glassy. So honestly, holding versus blades is like the worst thing you can do. At this point, I'm waiting for Cat to fear. So I'm telling her, okay, you're gonna need a fear. So I'm just waiting for this opportunity. I'm getting my common points, and then I'm gonna backstep kidney, and then we're gonna shadowy duel. So here we do big damage. As you can see, now I start doing big damage. I'm gonna eviscerate, boom, and then eviscerate, and it looks like his cheat that can't handle the pressure, and we end up taking him out. That was pretty much all on cheat death there. If his cheat death proc like it did mine, he might have had a better chance of surviving. Or if the Disc Priest trinket domed, because he had dome, so if he just domed my Shadowy Duel, literally the only time I can kill is during Blades. So thankfully he didn't. Another Warlock team. Again, these are really hard to beat, mainly because they have so much utility. And in general, as long as they use CDs on your burst, you're not gonna kill them. That's just how it is. Restitute is kind of different. You can kill Restitute pretty quickly. Like if they don't hot themselves and they don't trinket on their blades, you're literally just able to kill them. I ended up losing to almost every druid that I faced, though. To be honest, every Restitute Warrior or Restitute BM, insanely hard to beat. Probably mainly because you know, you have to have. I end up alt tabbing and I kidney the Warlock when I wanted to kidney the other dude. So, there's that. That's where me alt tabbing can end up me paying for it because I have to stare at them in order to target. It's kind of weird. I don't have a mouse with targets. Otherwise, I'd have blind macros, sat macros, a bunch of stuff, step macros, all that good stuff. But obviously I don't, and even if I did, it would still take me a minute to actually like learn all the keybinds. So here I shadowy duel because I know the lock perfect. So I didn't have blades here, and we almost ended up killing him. But at this point, we get Trinket and Dome without even using our blades. So that's the one time where it's like, boom, perfect. So had the Warlock saved his stun, because he has his stun up, his AoE stun, or not an AoE stun, but it's the pink one. Had he just stunned me through, and he might have been cheap shotted like the entire time. I don't think so. I think it was like by the time I shadowy doled him, he probably could have got out unless she feared him. I don't think she did though. But here we're getting combo points. It's pretty simple, honestly, and it's really fun. I love playing Sub Rogue currently. Now, once obviously it gets nerfed, which it will, because that's just how that's just how this class is, to be honest. And it is really good. I feel like it's definitely an S tier spec at the moment. Now, obviously, you still have to play solid. Sub Rogue, no matter how good it is, unless it's literally one-shotting, you're gonna have to have some type of. You have to be you. No matter what, you're gonna have to play some type of decent. Like if you play bad, you're gonna get farmed every single game, unless you're playing at 1200. So here, this guy doesn't. I guess he doesn't PS. He swaps. So good swap. We kick the lock on the fear. We go right back to him, and you'd think he would die here, honestly, because like with so much pressure that I have, so he does die. So he tries to fake cast me instead of PSing. Maybe he didn't have PS, but I mean it didn't show up on his nameplates. So I hope he didn't have PS, or maybe he did. I don't even know. Did he not use PS that game? Am I trolling? Or did he only use one? Maybe I don't know. Maybe he didn't have it. I feel like he would have used it if he had it. But as you can see, the lock's doing unhealable damage, and it just goes to show that one mistake, like you have to just save CDs for blades. It's very rare that you're gonna die without blades, and the one chance that you are, just use one of your 5 CDs. Every class has a bunch of CDs to go through. Maybe not like Restosham, but if you're playing a good comp, they're gonna be able to heal for you every single stun, and that's what they should be doing. Every time I stun, I should be getting spam feared, or the lock should be kicking only the mind games, and that's what they usually don't do. So had they kicked the mind games, a lot of these goes, so it would be a lot different. But here is a Rogue Priest, another one. These are really hard for them to really win because not only do I play Rogue, I and the funny thing is, I just kind of wing it, to be honest. Like I actually enjoy these games. Like I don't really try like I don't really know how to explain it. It's like here he shadowy duels me. He's running the same build I am. He ends up almost killing me. Thankfully he didn't. Obviously, I gouge him full. So this time this is on his entire blades. Cat gets a fat. Or no, okay. This is where I'm playing with the ret. So this is still cat, but on a ret, which we should never win any of these games. These are high rated games too. These are almost 1800. We end up killing him in a kick, and then I cheap shot the rogue, and then watch his insane blind. If Cat didn't break it, it would have been beautiful. So I walk away, and then I know he's gonna leap to me, and I blind him. So I come out blind. So I blind his. Literally, the reaction time to do that is ridiculous. But she ended up breaking it, but that would have been just an insane, full blind on his stun. But BM, this is the same comp that should never lose to us, but it can end up if they don't play correctly, they can end up paying for it. So this is an example. We miss kick, so I tell her not to Hodge, because sometimes she'll Hodge in the precog. So now she bubbled at 100%. That's beautiful. So now we open on the hunter, we get Trinket, we get Pet Sack. I reach Cheap Shot. This on every CD we have. We kind of have to win in the opener. If we don't, we're gonna have a hard time. This actually ended up being a really good game. So we blind, we get Trinket, I Shadow Weedle. This is where we get Turtle. So we're getting every CD in the opener. So that's very nice. He blinds, we're gonna swap, and we almost kill the priest here. So close to killing him. So they're just not. We're just putting so much pressure that they're not even able to do anything. At this point, now we have to live. Cat has no bubble, and I disarm him here. She has land hands, so I think she's gonna land hands here. At this point in time, you'll see here that we almost ended up losing this, but This was very close, and thankfully I have so much experience with 1v1s, or else we would be unfortunate. So here we barely kill him, and I told Cat to just run away from me so I can get a re. Because if I don't get a re here, I'm gonna have a very hard time. So here she dies at a bad time because now he's just gonna flare me, and he has pets. Or I'm surprised his pets didn't just solo me, to be honest. So thankfully I was running it was a very close game, honestly. If I didn't play as good as I did here, we would have lost. But like I said, if you're interested in buying carries, coaching, or me watching your VOD and telling you what's goody, check me out on Discord, message me, and, obviously, get her done. And I put in the community chat because I get a lot of messages, but so I ended up I might as well just say it in the video because I guarantee somebody's gonna, hear it and then just do it. So here he smoke bomb. I get full comp points. I'm waiting for DR, and then we're gonna kidney, and then we're gonna shadowy duel right when it's up. So we evasion the pets. I shadowy duel and we win. GG's boys.